What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Shadowlands video. How are y'all doing? Listen, I got my eye on you. I got my eye on you. Do you hear me? I can see you. I love this thing. I hope you're all doing very well. I hope you're having a good day. Listen, I gotta talk to you about something, okay? I gotta talk to you about my warrior, who, yes, is a panda. Listen, I want to talk about Prot Warrior today. I'm gonna show some dungeon footage in a little bit. My Prot Warrior is like basically naked, so we're not here to talk about numbers, okay? We're here to talk about bigger things. So, buckle up. Get your coffee, and let's sit down and talk about Warrior. Because there's some important things to talk about, I think, in regards to tanking, first of all, and perceptions, and where Warriors are at, which, of course, is in the toilet right now. Prot Warrior is, anyway. Let's talk about it, okay? So, right now, there's like a public perception problem with Prot Warrior. And the main problem, I think, that people are facing when it comes to picking a tank, let's say for Mythic Plus, if I want to queue for a dungeon, it's all like blood DKs and some demon hunters and some monks. Guardian druids are even there. Prot paladins are huge. Prot paladins are doing so much damage with their tier set right now. Nobody wants warrior, and in a lot of ways, it has to do with like the scaling of the expansion. That's one part of it. Another part of it is that warriors probably have the least amount of self-sustain, just raw healing, than any versus any other tank. They have the least. Those are the two major things, I think. And then the third thing, sorry, there's three major things. The third thing would be that their tier set doesn't do as much damage as a lot of the other ones do. Like Blood DK and Prot Paladin got so much damage, and both those classes have self-sustain, which I think scales better into the later part of the expansion. Prot Warrior, however, has some of the most consistent mitigation of any of the tanks. And that's because of its mastery, which is, of course, critical block, and it has to do with its ability to simply block in the first place as well. So, let me just talk about this really quickly, because some of you guys who might not understand anything about Prot Warrior and don't understand even why they're at the bottom of the tier list right now, there's a couple reasons for it. Again, their self-sustain is pretty bad. The best talent you have is Indomitable, which increases your max health, and then every 10 rage you spend heals you for 1% of your max HP. So if you press Ignore Pain, that's 3.5% of your max pain of your max HP. If you press Revenge, that's 2% of your max HP. Those are basically your two spenders. You could get Victory Rush in there, but no, Victory Rush costs nothing. So an Execute could cost up to 40 rage, which again would only heal you for 4% of your max health with Indomitable. Now, Impending Victory is an interesting idea where you could get Victory Rush. You can use Victory Rush, which would be an interesting idea. But it's just, you know, especially with the Conduit, you can take a Conduit that buffs it. I'll get to that in a minute. But really, Indomitable is probably your best bet. It's just not a lot of healing, right? 4% of your health or 3.5% of your health every couple, like let's say every 5 seconds or so. That's not a lot of healing when blood DKs are hitting for like their entire health bar on one death strike, right? It's just not the same thing. That's not what warriors are designed to do. Warriors are designed to mitigate damage up front with blocking. I just want to talk about blocking really quickly because I think some people don't understand how blocking works. Blocking simply says you put up your shield and you have a chance to block. If you block an attack, it reduces the damage of that attack by, in my case, 31%. Okay? My chance to block is 27%. If I get a block, it blocks 31% of the damage that would have hit me. If I was going to get hit with 100 damage, it blocks 31 damage. So only 69 gets through. 69 damage would get through. Okay? That's how that works. Warrior gets this mastery called Critical Block, which increases your chance to block further, and then it increases your chance to critically block by 32%, which means blocking for twice the amount. So instead of you reducing the damage that you took by 31%, you reduce the damage you take by 62% if you critically block. That's insane because it scales with numbers. If you pull a pack in a dungeon and there's 15 guys all trying to hit you and you're blocking their attacks, all those blocks have a chance to be critical blocks, which could reduce the damage taken by 62%. So Warrior always has like a DR on physical damage. They always have a damage reduction on physical damage because you can keep shield block up basically all the time. That's this ability down here. Shield block says you raise your shield and it guarantees that you are going to block the next attacks that are coming to you for 6 seconds. Okay? That's really important because you want to be able to keep this up as much as possible, because when you jump into that pack of mobs, so if you jump into a pack of mobs and there's 15 guys, you put up shield block, and then for 6 seconds, you are guaranteed to have 32%, 31% damage reduction, and you might also get 62% damage reduction from your mastery. That's kind of insane if you think about it like that. When a Death Knight runs into a pack, they don't have any damage reduction at all. They just don't have anything like this. They have their armor and all that other stuff, but they don't have a shield to block with. Now, with their tier set, they have parry and stuff, but this is where Warrior really shines. A lot of physical damage incoming, they can block it, and they can be guaranteed to have 31% damage reduction or 62% damage reduction if you're getting those critical blocks, which if you invest into Mastery, you'll have a higher chance of getting. I don't think you're really supposed to invest in Mastery anyway, but that's how this works on Warrior. Warrior is the tank that takes a lot of little consistent damage over time. They'll never get decked for like their entire health bar like a Prot Paladin can sometimes, or a Death Knight can just get absolutely wrecked, just like one shot, or sometimes a Demon Hunter can get hit really hard. That doesn't happen to Prot Warrior because they always have shield block up, so they're always taking less damage. Now, they can't heal that damage back in the same way that a Death Knight can, so that's the big difference there. They take little chunks of damage over time from all the attacks they're blocking, and then if they get low enough, if a warrior gets really low, they can't really ever bail themselves out with healing like a Death Knight can, but they're never going to get like one-tapped like a Death Knight might or a Demon Hunter, okay? That's the main difference there. I just want to explain that because I think it's really important to understand the strengths of Warrior. On top of that, the magic mitigation for Warrior is actually quite strong. Ignore Pain simply ignores 55% of the next certain amount of damage that you're going to take. So the next 7,500 damage that you're going to take, as it says in my tooltip here, you're going to fight through 55% of it. You're going to ignore 55% of it. Over half of that damage. So you press Ignore Pain, and you take, you're going to take damage. You're going to ignore basically half of that damage up to this threshold. Does that make sense? That includes magic damage, by the way. And you can stack Ignore Pains over and over and over again. If you generate a whole bunch of rage through various sources, you can just continuously stack this thing, which is insane. On top of that, you have Spell Reflection on a 20-second cooldown, which reduces all magic damage you take by 20% and reflects the next spell cast against you, which I'm going to show you in the dungeon can be absolutely, like, game-breaking. I'll show you that in a minute. These are some of the defenses that Warrior has. So here's my purpose in this video. I'm going to do a little series, actually, on Warriors, Prot Paladin, Prot Warrior in particular, and talk about why I think it's actually a good tank, why it's perfectly fine in this meta, and why it's just interesting to me how public perceptions of particular classes and specs can ruin the player's experience of that class and spec. Nobody thinks you should take Prot Warrior right now. Nobody. They're not on any lists anywhere. They're at the bottom of every tier. Why? I don't think they're actually that much worse than the other tanks, and I'm going to hopefully try and prove to you how that's true. Okay? So, I'm not going to get into my build for this dungeon. We're going to do that another day when I actually do a real dungeon, because these are small dungeons that I'm starting out with. But I do want to show you some footage. Let me just move this over here really quickly. I'm on the wrong monitor again. Keep doing this. Okay. Move this over here. Now, I'm going to bring up the dungeon footage. I just have a couple of things that I want to shift through. So let's get to that. I want to try and highlight some of the strengths of Warrior, because, again, I think there are some really big strengths to the class. This is just the opening pack in DOS. Once again, this isn't really a big deal because it's only a +3. So we're going to do higher keys on this thing. I just have to actually get some gear. But This is an example of where, you know, I have shield block up for most of this fight, which means I'm taking 31% less damage from all these auto attacks. Of course, they're hitting me with magic attacks as well, which is doing extra damage. But you can see on my little portrait over here that a little parry will pop up, block will pop up, miss. So I just dodged, and there's going to be a... I'm not sure if there's a miss. I'm going to show you in a second. It shows you exactly the damage that you're mitigating from block, which is really cool. Let's do this little pack here. Again, you're going to charge in. I'm going to kick something, get your AoE damage going, and then put up shield block. I have shield block up right now. So there's a block. There's another block. You can see it. I'm going to keep trying to pause. There's a block. It's really, really hard, but you can see there's a block right there. Block and parry. Like you can see that it keeps showing up here. So the more enemies you have in front of you, the better it is, because like you just put that shield up and you're guaranteed to have 31% damage reduction or 62% damage reduction, which basically means you're invincible because you also have armor that's reducing physical damage taken as well. So like there's moments when you probably have upwards of 80 or 90% damage reduction, which is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, it's just really, really good. Let's go to 230. I want to show you some good AoE CC here. This is the Hakar wing. These three little Atali devoteds, right? They are trying to turn into those birds that spread blood pools everywhere. So as a Night Fae Prot Warrior, I have two ways to stop this. I have Shockwave, which I'm going to cast right here. There's my Shockwave. I just interrupted them all. I also have my Ancient Aftershock, which is the Night Fae ability that I can put down. I just threw it down right there and interrupted one of them once again. So like, you also have Intimidating Shout, which is an AoE fear, basically. Like, you actually have some incredible CC tools to stop enemies from getting off some of these abilities. And, like, on higher keys, that's really going to matter quite a bit. So, just important to, like, remember all the different tools. I'm going to try and highlight all the tools that Warrior has here. Let's go to 635. Here's a really good Ignore Pain plus Spell Reflect moment. Not the definition of pay to win. So right here, this guy obviously does his big pulse. I know it's only a +3, but I just want you to watch this. I stack up some Ignore Pains before this goes off, and then I press Spell Reflect right when it goes off. So Spell Reflect's on right now. I'm taking 20% less damage from magic stuff, and I have like 4 Ignore Pains stacked on top of each other. I don't take any damage, guys. I don't take any damage from there. I still have a shield up here. Like
no damage there.
I might have taken like 1,000 damage or something.
0.
Just really insane. Awesome. Once again, right here, I'm going to show you the AoE CC. You run in here. These guys start doing their spin up thing, which is very deadly. I just shockwave them all right there, and then I have 6 seconds left on Ancient Aftershock. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here comes Ancient Aftershock. I hit them all once again, and there we go. It interrupts enemies. It continuously interrupts enemies, which is really powerful on a pack like this, where they're trying to cast Discharge and they're trying to cast Spinning Up. It'll keep interrupting them, which is really, really cool. So, that's awesome. Let me go to 8:10. There's a really funny moment here. This is an awesome moment. I'm going to show you a couple funny moments with our group because I had a lot of fun with these guys. So just listen to this.
Wait, were you able to pull 1 oil? What is this? Did you know this, Joe?
I had no... Oh my gosh, sorry guys. I had no flippin' clue what he was talking about. I had no idea.
You can pull 1 of these oils.
What are you talking about?
Huge on
What are you talking about?
big 4 to 5 weeks. You don't see the sentient oil in the middle of the pack right now?
Oh, you're right. You're right. I see what you're saying. Sorry. I didn't quite understand what you meant by 1 oil.
Just the oil and only being 1.
Oh! Oh, I get it now.
Fucking slow.
Thank you for explaining that now. I got it.
I thought Canada was supposed to have good education.
Not. I thought Canada was supposed to have good education. Good old Kaz. Oh my god, that was awesome. So now we have a 1 oil meme going around. So that's good. You guys can get in on that. Just talk about 1 oil. You just have to spam 1 oil. That's basically all it is. Let's go to the Mana Storm fight. I want to talk about something really quickly here. On the Mana Storm fight, As a warrior, when Maleficent comes down, she does the Buzzsaw to the tank. It hits you like 6 times. Does a lot of freaking damage as soon as he casts. But not if you put up shield block. Here's Buzzsaw right here. It's hitting me. It does a little physical bleed too. On the next one here, I have shield block up. So watch my health. I go to full. Here comes Buzzsaw right now. I have shield block up. Right now. Look at the damage. I'm getting hit. 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks. My health didn't move. My health didn't move. Because I'm reducing the damage that the thing's doing to me by 31% or higher. So or 62%, right? Buzzsaw once again. I don't think I'm not sure if I... Watch this. This is the best ancient Aftershock of my life. Look at it. What terrible timing. It's right over there. It's over here. And she runs away. Look at... Oh. I went and stood on it. Because I was like so sad. I throw it down. Look at it. I just go stand on it because I'm sad. And then Lynx grips me away from it. Oh, man. So funny. Okay. Let's go to 14 10. I want to show you my damage because the damage of this thing is actually good. Guys, I don't have any gear. So I just giga pull like you're supposed to here. And then I just put shield block up. And they can't kill me, man. Hero, and then I intervene Hero here. Unfortunately, he's doing a lot of damage. Here comes my damage. One thing I want to highlight here is that Revenge is your big AoE ability. You can take a conduit that heals you for 15% of the damage done by deep wounds. Deep wounds is a dot that you put on enemies when they get hit by Revenge or Devastator. I hit everybody here. Look at this damage right here. I'm hitting everybody with Revenge. Revenge is uncapped AoE, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 14 guys in this pack. I just put deep wounds on 14 guys. That's a 2,000 damage dot over like 10 seconds or something, right? So that's a 28k dot that I just put on all these guys, and that's healing me. I'm getting healed for 15% of that. So you can see on the left hand side here, my portrait once again, you're gonna see little chunks of healing hitting me. Boom, 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 boom. See all the little healing that's coming in? And I'm parry, block, 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 block. See that? So many times I blocked there? Parry, block. Look at my portrait. Block, block, block. Parry. All the green little healing.
The absorbing haze.
It's insane.
I don't know what that was.
Right now, I'm almost healing for 5k. That's not including blocks. It doesn't include your blocks in healing. I'm almost healing for 5k, just straight up.
Absorbing
because of those
I've
deep wounds from the Revenge.
I think I've seen that like one time before.
So, like,
sorry, Pig.
If I had like 260, 270 gear with like a real weapon and stuff, like I would be doing at least 25,000 damage right now. Probably 20 to 25k DPS, and I would be healing for like 10k. Like it's actually really incredible what they've done with Warrior. So I just wanted to highlight that. Just big damage. Then let's go to Xy'exa. Because on Xy'exa, you can spell reflect the bomb. Here comes the big bomb cast from her. Explosive contrivance? Something. She's going to do the big bomb right now. I'm going to pop spell reflect right before she does it, and I will reflect the damage. Watch my health bar. I take no damage. Right, 3, 2, 1. Boom. I took no damage. I took 0 damage.
Oh my God.
It's so broken on this fight and on many other fights. It's insane that you can just spell reflect stuff like that. Like, utterly broken right there. Really strong.
I mean,
let's go to Mueh'zala. There's actually nothing to talk about for Mueh'zala, I don't think. You have good mitigation, though, for Soul Crusher. This guy hits the tank so hard, so you want to have shield block up to get that damage reduction. You have to think of block as just damage reduction. That's what it is. It's just saying you have damage reduction. You don't block 100% of it, which would be kind of nice, but you do have damage reduction.
Your front right.
So, unfortunately, I don't have enough gear to do the damage on single target to kill my own guy. Lynx went with Joe on the mage. And so, like, I'm trying to get my Shattered Visage down, and I just can't quite get him down, unfortunately. But that's okay. We do this phase again, and then we go again back to the spot.
Shit, that was so close.
And this is awesome. This is really funny.
I wasn't far enough away when I first did it.
This is just
that was
funny.
really close.
Okay, guys, we need to kill this quickly, okay? I need it to die like as soon as you can. Oh, there he goes. And then Hero's had enough. He just jumps off the edge. He can't handle it. He's had enough, dude. And that's the dungeon right there. We plus 3'd it, so. Let me just jump out here, back to the gameplay. Listen, we're going to start this journey together. We're going to start it together. I want to do some warrior stuff. I'm not going to abandon my shaman and my rogue. Don't worry about that. I'm going to be doing more shaman and rogue stuff, for sure. But I really just want to start this warrior journey. I want to explore Prot Warrior, and I want to see, once I get, you know, double legendaries. I don't have double legendaries yet. Literally, I have 1 legendary. I don't have any gear. I don't have any tier piece. I have 1 tier piece that I just upgraded today. I didn't even have it in that dungeon. Once we start getting these things, I can get into the nitty-gritty of how Prot Warrior works, and I want to see how it matches up in the late game in some of the higher keys against some of the other tanks that are more popular. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below about Prot Warrior. I want to hear from you. I want to hear about Prot Warrior and what you think about it. Why do you think it's at the bottom of the totem pole right now of tanks? Like, why do you think it's being shunned versus the other tanks? I think it's because it has the least self-healing in the game, and I think its tier set bonus probably doesn't do quite as much damage as some of the other ones do. That's my guess. I want to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about Prot Warrior. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like if you want to drop a like down below, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. If you want to support the future of what I'm doing here, there's a link to my Patreon down below. I would really appreciate the support on a monthly basis. That would just be amazing. Until the next one, guys, we'll see you later.